Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Tell me what's going on with the Ford.
Okay, this is the problem. I have overheating engine, and I have taken it to a couple of mechanics. First of all, there was a transmission problem, so we rebuilt the transmission. Secondly, a little bit later, after driving it around a bit, it developed overheating again. So I took it in, and the mechanic looked at it, and he said, "Well, you have a leak, a small leak in your radiator." And so he apparently remedied that because there was no leak after that. Then there was still overheating, and he says, "Well, I've taken a look at the car." He took it back, and he says, "Well, I think your hose is bent here. I guess they didn't pick that up." So for a couple of weeks everything was fine, and then yesterday I took it about 10 miles. Some stop and go traffic, which is hard on the car. I live in San Francisco. And, when I parked it, there was smoke coming out of it. So we've looked at the radiator, we looked at the transmission, even the brakes. At one point, there was a note to the effect your brake oil is overheating. So we fixed the brakes. So there's one caveat I just want to throw in for your edification. There are electrical problems in the car. For example, and I didn't remedy them because I don't use the radio at all. But the trunk, for example, I can't with a transponder open the trunk. So there are electrical problems. So if you think if that helps you at all, I'm just giving that to you.
Okay, thank you. So the problem that you're having is that the engine's overheating, and your question to me is what could be causing this. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay, so I assume the coolant is clean and full. Is that correct?
Well, the coolant, yes. I looked at the coolant this morning, and a couple of weeks ago it was pretty full because we filled it up. Now it's about 40%. So we're talking about a couple of weeks. The coolant has gone down quite a bit, but it's not leaking. I mean, that's clear because there's no leak that I can detect on my floor of my garage.
Okay, and has anybody pressure checked the cooling system?
Pressure cook the cooling system? I don't know. How do they do that? No, I don't know that.
So,
no.
All right,
That's a good question.
If the coolant continues to go low, either the engine's burning coolant or it's leaking, right? Now keep in mind, just because...
I think it's burning.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because when you bring the car into the garage, you can smell the coolant, if you know what I mean.
Okay. All right, well, let me just finish, okay?
Okay.
So just because you can't see coolant leaking underneath the vehicle doesn't mean there's not a leak. It's actually really common for us to see traces of coolant around the water pump, around the thermostat housing, and really all over the cooling system, and the customer either has no clue or is not seeing any coolant leaking on the ground. So what we do at the shop is when the engine's cooled off, we take off the radiator cap and we hook up a cooling system pressure checker, and then we pressure check the cooling system.
Mm-hmm.
We pump it up to about 12, 13 psi, and then we watch the gauge to see if the gauge is leaking or if it's dropping down to zero, fast or slow, and that would indicate a leak. Now, let's just say we do see it leaking, but we've looked and there's nothing external on the engine or the cooling system. The heater core could be leaking, or that's inside the dash, or if let's just say it's bone dry, we don't have an issue there. Then at that point, we could suspect a blown head gasket and maybe it's leaking coolant into the engine itself, into one of the combustion chambers.
I see. Well, can I just tell you one thing that I noticed yesterday?
Yes, please.
I mean, previously, when I started with this problem, smoke was coming out of all sides of the engine cavity. This time, it was coming out of the right side of the coolant, right by the coolant tank itself. Does that help you at all?
Yeah, that tells me there's a leak.
Does it?
Yeah, it'll smoke when there's a leak. Absolutely.
I see. I've been dealing with this problem, tearing my hair out. Okay. because it's difficult. You know, it's even difficult to get your part of the mechanic. I mean, what do you think? Do you think a Ford automotive shop is the best place to take it, as opposed to any place else?
Well,
this-
you know, any independent
this
repair
specialist?
shop, no, any independent repair shop should be able to resolve this concern for you.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I've had some bad luck. Okay, you think, and you think there's a possibility on the gasket, so, huh?
Well, yeah, something's leaking, absolutely. Let me ask you this
It's
real
leaking.
quick. Hang on, let me just ask you this real quick before I forget. And do you know if the cooling fan comes on?
The coolant light goes on? No.
No.
Doesn't go
Cooling
on.
fan under the hood at the radiator.
I don't know that, no. I
Okay.
couldn't tell you.
Well, the reason I ask is because the cooling fan module or the control assembly goes bad all the time, causing an overheating condition on this vehicle. So, first of all, if the coolant's not full, let's go ahead and top off the coolant, and then I would just, you know, put the cap back on, start it, let it run, and I would wait until the engine gets pretty hot. I would watch the the engine temperature really, really, really close, and make sure that cooling fan comes on when it gets to be about a little more than halfway.
So that's what you look for. You look for that cooling fan to go on, right?
That's correct, because what happens if the coolant's full and the water pump's working, there's no blown head gasket, thermostat's working, nothing's restricted in the cooling system. The cooling fan should eventually come on, and then what happens? The temperature will then drop down back to normal, and that's how it works. That's a completely normal cooling system. So that's exactly what I would do. I would pressure check it, verify there's no leaks, and then I would check for make sure the cooling fan's coming on. And again, this cooling fan control assembly and the cooling fan fuse, they go bad all the time, preventing the cooling fan from running, causing an overheating condition.
Well, I think I'm going to try and get that to the Ford automotive people, because I just don't have enough faith in the mechanics that I've used. I mean,
Okay. If you would like, I can send you some information to connect you with either a mobile mechanic or a shop in your area that is RepairPal certified. If you would like.
oh, that'd be terrific. Yes,
Okay.
if you could do that.
Yeah.
Do you have my email? Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're dealing with you don't think it's electrical, though, huh? There's not an electrical possibility.
It could be, and that's why I asked if the fan's coming on. If the fan's not coming on, well then yeah, it is electrical. And could it be related to the other components or the other issues that you mentioned earlier previously in this conversation? The answer is yes, it could be.
Yeah, I'm just, yesterday I was just about ready to throw in the towel with respect to the car. But is this a big, are we talking about an enormous price here? I mean,
Well, again, so yeah, that's a good question. And so mechanics or service writers, the shop estimator, whatever you want to call it, they can't give you an accurate price until they look at the vehicle and they know what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
If it's a heater hose that's leaking coolant, it's just a couple bucks, right? Plus the labor, and so it's not much money.
Yeah.
But if you have a bad battery junction box that powers up the cooling fan, and the only way to get the cooling fan to work again is to replace that battery junction box, well then yeah, the prices are going to be substantially more.
Okay. Yeah, you're talking about in the thousands probably.
It could be, yeah, but that would be worst case scenario, and that would be kind of a last resort. So I would check the basics first before we get concerned that the car is going to explode and it's going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah. Okay. So in other words, really don't drive it until you take it to the mechanic first.
Yeah, if it's low in coolant, no, I wouldn't drive it.
It's number two. You're going to send me a list of certified mechanics who can do the job.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a message in our chat. So I can't send an email to you. The website doesn't give me that information for privacy purposes, but I can reply back to our chat with some information to help connect you with a mobile mechanic or a repair shop in your area.
Okay, good. So I would see that where on the text message, on my text.
Yeah, where you originally posted the question. That is correct.